Hello guys, it is Ethna Green Living here, and I just wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about the good and the beautiful. I am no expert at it. I have received this in the mail. It was not sponsored or freebie sent to me or anything like this. It's something that I purchased with my own money, so that lets you know already what I think about it. The fact that I did that, because for those of you who don't know, I'm all about doing a lot with a little and how to get the best bang for your buck, because for me what's important, or the most important, is eating more of a plant-based, all-natural, organic food and living that type of a lifestyle, more of a holistic type of life. And so I prefer to spend my money there versus in books and stuff. But you guys all know, as you can see from my one of several bookshelves, I do love books and I do love homeschool material. With that being said, I am a working mommy of 5. And I've always done things a certain way. And that certain way has always worked for me. And I have been extremely blessed and grateful that I've been able to homeschool my children for the past 7 years. Without going into detail, there's some things that I just can't share and discuss. Life has presented me with some challenges in the homeschooling area department this homeschool year. And so I am not able to do things the way that I have always done them. And so I needed to modify it for the rest of this school year, or at least until the fall. And so I want to just come on and just share a little bit about that and what I have done to kind of help out my situation. I'm sharing one because The Good and Beautiful is an amazing resource. One, they have a marine biology right now as of January 2019 that you can download the PDF for free. So that's awesome. I'm all about giving you guys great deals, great tips and tricks and ideas and things to help you out, because a lot of my mommy friends have lots of kids. 2, they also have a free grammar program from ages 1st through 5th. So even if you don't have the money to buy anything and you're saying, I get a lot of emails saying, how can I homeschool for free and how can I get started? This may be a great route for you to get the PDF of the science and get the PDF of the grammar, and see if it works well for you, since it is free. And then bit by bit you can just print off, or you can just use it online, or download the Notable app, which allows you to edit your worksheets and different things online if you have the devices. Okay, so with that being said and done, I want to share with you what I got, and then at the end maybe just kind of talk about how I'm going to be using it all. So one of the things that I picked up was this handwriting, and the reason why I like this is because I love all that it encompasses. Let me make sure I'm giving you guys a good view. So I'm sharing because I only found out about this from awesome mamas who shared with me, and I would have never known about it. And I feel like it's such an amazing program. I want definitely to share with as many people as possible, especially when you talk about free, because that is where a lot of homeschooling families struggle trying to afford curricula and curriculum. And so every time I can help you out with that, I definitely want to. So this one says, write the scripture for Psalms 100 in your best handwriting. So it says, serve the Lord with gladness. Now I am faith-based and I am Christian, so I don't have a problem with this. If you're secular, you may not want this. If you are secular, my friend Tanya over at Project Happy Home goes through the good and beautiful and shares with you all the spots that you know, have the faith, the Christian faith in there, in case you want to edit it or just see it or omit it. But again, I am Christian based, so I'm going to use it as is. The reason I got this and the reason why I like this is because it has scripture, it has writing, and it has cursive along with coloring. And so to me, that's 4 birds in one stone. And so what's happening in my life right now is my homeschooling hours that I used to have, I won't be having anymore. And so my homeschool hours have been cut. And so with the hours being cut, I have to be wiser with the hours that I do have. And so I need to get the biggest bang for my buck in the shortest amount of time. So here again, we have a poem now. Here upon the leaves at rest, the little bird has built her nest. So I am getting a poem right there. I don't have to go and grab my book for my poetry, of the day, my poem of the day. And then we come back down, we're doing some cursive again. And now we're drawing a nest in the tree. So we're doing our drawing, we're doing cursive, we're doing poems, we're doing scriptures. And that is the reason that I fell in love with this. Now, I cannot say that I will be using this indefinitely. I absolutely love Bob Jones. I've been using it for many years and I have never had a problem with it. And then here, now we have a noun is a word for a person, place, or thing. So now we're getting into definitions, right? So we've got the definition, still cursive, and choosing pictures to draw. So this is what just kind of drew me through it, and I won't go through anymore. Okay, I'll show you this last page. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, Matthew 6:33. And then again, some more cursive and coloring the picture. I just love how while they're doing their writing, they're getting a scripture, a little devotion, little nugget right there, and working on cursive. And what child doesn't like to draw or doodle just a little bit? So this is why, again, I picked up this handwriting book from The Good and Beautiful. It was not too costly, and I definitely felt that it was worth the money. So I do want to just say not all of the pictures or not all of the worksheets have a section where you can draw, but I think that's okay too. So this is the first book on handwriting that I got, and that was level, let me just go back. I just gave you a peek inside of level 4. So that was level 4. And then this one is the handwriting level 2 right here. And this one, let's see if I can flip it this way maybe. Thank you, God, for summer with all the flowers. So this one has a poem and coloring. And then here it has the handwriting and the coloring. Handwriting and drawing a picture, trace the sentence, write the word. So this is a little more simple than what the other one was. But that's to be expected because this is a lower level right here. So, but I do like that, again, it is giving you a little bit of vocabulary here. There are 2 types of verbs, action and being. And then we also have, we're going over colors, we're going over numbers, we're drawing the missing part. So again, I felt like it was a great resource to go ahead and just incorporate a couple of things into one. And I like that it's without putting all of the pressure and the time with me. Before, I was spending a lot of time per kid going over each individual thing for each individual kid, and I had to think about what's happening in my life right now and with the fact that I'll be homeschooling 4 children next year, and realize that for this season I need something that will simplify things for me. This is not to say that we won't go back. My plan and my desire is to go back once the spring or once the summer fall comes and some things shift. But until they shift, I have to just go with what I can do, because if I didn't go with something like this, being honest, I may have to face the reality that I may have to put my children in public school, and I don't believe that's what's best for my family. So you go with the flow, and I just want to encourage you that sometimes in life, challenges happen, situations come up that we just can't control and we just can't handle. Maybe births, maybe deaths, maybe a move, just transitions. Maybe your work hours have picked up or increased, or maybe the person who always helped you wasn't there, whatever. My point is, whatever's happening in your life, if you really want to do it, you can find and make a way. And so this is me doing that from my own home. And the last thing I want to show you before I go to the next thing is this copying the poem. And so this is later on in the year, and this is page 92, just so you can see how it progressed. So come see the hills, walk into the grass, look and you will see the lake as still as glass. And so they're gonna be just copying this here, and then they're gonna be drawing a picture here. So again, for your handwriting, you have a poem and you have a picture. So that's a good way to encompass it together. And again, that was level 2. The next thing that I picked up from them was this typing. I know there are absolutely so many typing games and apps and things that I could have got for free, right? But I just feel like, you know, children spend, my daughter got a hold of that. Children spend so much time on the tablet and computer and things as it is already that I just don't want to give them one more thing that they need to do on there. And what I really love about The Good and the Beautiful is the beautiful illustrations. I mean, these are just some really beautiful pictures. So this is the typing. It's time to add a letter. Let's take a look at this. It's time to add a letter. This is lesson 22 right here. Okay. Type the words below. Type the opposite of each of the following words. And then once you're all done, you place a sticker right there on the top. And so what I like about this is not really a consumable, so this can be used for all the children. And so I like that idea. And I just remembered my typing class. So that was the like add-ons that I got from The Good and Beautiful. And then here, you guys see I almost hit myself in the face. So here are, or is the set that I picked up. And this is for level 1 language arts and literature course. So again, I love Bob Jones. I do. But I don't love it for first grade. And so I've always just kind of done my own thing and used the different, you know, like the Simply Grammar and Writing with Ease and just first language, all those little things, you know, for the younger grades. I've always done that to begin with, to introduce them at my own pace. And then I go ahead and I add in Bob Jones from 2 to 6. And then once they get into 6th grade and on up, then they do IEW program, right? But because again, some things have changed in my life, some dynamics have changed, I'm not able to be as hands-on and as creative as I always am and as I'd like to be. So I love that The Good and Beautiful has it done for me. I was beating myself up about it, but you know what? There's none of that here because we all have to do what we can do when we can do it. The reason why I went with this one is because it is phonics, reading, spelling, writing, literature, grammar, and punctuation, art appreciation, all in one. It's all inclusive. And I just felt this is gonna be what I need because I need to get done lessons with 3 kids in a short amount of time. We're talking about maybe 4 to 7 o'clock, maybe 4 to 8 o'clock. So 4 hours. And then we're talking with dinner and baths and stuff like that. So I just need to be really efficient. And then this is not including anything that I'm able to get done during the day, but I'm predominantly bunking on this, that time being the one-on-one. And so this is a great way to have that one-on-one since I can just kind of have it all in one book. Now, you do get a level 1 reader with it. And this is the reader. And then you do get some mini books. I did not put the mini books together. Yeah, I'll let my son help with that. And you get some phonics cards. And so I love that when I look at this book, I can see a family that looks similar in some ways to my family. And that is important to me, that my children are able to see themselves in, not necessarily all the material that we go over, but I would like them to see themselves, a reflection of themselves in at least one thing. And so I like that The Good and Beautiful is definitely trying to diversify their books and their curriculum some. That makes me happy. And this is just a peek inside the reader. Very beautiful illustrations. Very sweet, simple, and to the point. I already looked at a few of these, and they just look like such great books. They're, again, beautifully illustrated. The font's not too big. The font's not too small. Bring it closer so you can see. Big Brother. Jane has a big brother. His name is Pete. This is where they live. Would you like to live here? Would you like this big yard? Would you like this big tree? Pete is a good big brother. He plays with Jane. Right? So it's an early reader. So it's just helping the kids learn to read. So I thought that this was nice. So I'm excited about this. Again, reading is predominantly done. Actually, reading is predominantly done during the daytime. So the night is not really used for reading. It's just working one-on-one with math and English. That's what the nighttime is for. The daytime is for science and exploring and projects and fun educational games. It's for independent learning like spelling, things that they don't really need mom for. Now let's take a look into this course book here. All right, so they give you, of course, a glance. And this is the glance right here. And so it's just phonics and reading, grammar usage and punctuation, literature, spelling and writing, and art. They tell you the art appreciation, the artist, and the art concepts right there. All right, then right here they give you like a daily checklist. And so I'll let you see this. So even if you don't want to get this, you kind of have an idea of what it should look like or what it could look like in your home. This guide is just something to help help you navigate through this thing. It's not to dictate it, but to help you get to where you need to be. And again, remember, I told you, 1st grade through 5th grade is free PDF. So go to the website. You don't need any special codes or anything like that, and you can get it. All right. And do you guys have any questions? I only think I only see 2 people on there right now. People getting on and getting off, and that's okay. Everybody's busy. This is the dinner time, but this is the time that I could record. So I don't know if anybody has a good and beautiful. If anybody has any comments or suggestions, questions. But they just talk about the course, the phonics, card, sight words, spelling words, the poem memorization, and I love that. I love poetry study. I love nature study. I love all the things, and I love doing all the things. I really do. And so I love that this book really makes it easy for me to do that. And so they just talk about what each lesson is for. So 47 is artwork, and 38 is adjectives, and 29 is poetry, and syllables and verbs and artwork. So I think it's really awesome. They do tell you what's needed, of course. They give you the commonly asked questions, how to get started. So all the basic things, and I'll just show you inside a little bit more in case you haven't seen this before. Because I don't know what rock I was living under, but I hadn't seen it. And maybe because I was just so stuck on, listen, I love my Bob Jones, and I'm not changing that. I wasn't even open. But I really am glad that I saw a few videos on this, because I think it's going to serve me well. It just says children should work on sight words every day for a few minutes. And so here are some of the words. Just want to get close. All right. So that's that part. And then they talk about how they prefer you do spelling and the tests and stuff. And here are some of the charts. You might not hear complete silence. I do have 5 kids, and eventually they will be making this their way. And so here they have a few poems. And they just talk to you about why it's important to memorize poems. And they have a little check sheet over there that, you can check off once you read the poems. And then here we start a lesson. So I'll just show you lesson 1, and I'll show you the last lesson. That way you can see the progression. And then if no one has any questions or anything like that, I think I'll get off, because I didn't want to make this thing super lengthy. But I just wanted to share just in case you want to buy, or in case you want to download the free one. I would have downloaded the free one, but I did the math, and by the time I printed it, it would be the exact same price to get it here. So that's why I got it here. But it's vowels and consonants, short and long vowels, and they have it in color, the blue and the black. Oops, sorry. I just sometimes when I watch these videos, I just wish that people would give more of an insight on the inside. So hopefully this thing isn't boring. I don't know. I haven't really done this before, but I just wanted to give a little more detail just in case you're thinking about spending your money. You might want to make sure that it's exactly what you want so that you're not just wasting money and add another thing to your shelf. And if you're not sure if this is something that you want or something that'll work for you, then just wait or just use the free version online so that, again, you're not just spending money. So then lesson 80 is the spelling rule, is the part. Okay, right there. Lesson 81. Lyfulless. So you can have, they say use tiles, but you can use whatever you have. If you have the Scrabble game, you can use those pieces. Target has a lot of those manipulative things right now in a $3 bin. And then I think last part of it is this worksheet. So you go ahead and you add to this. If you want to keep it all neat and pretty, then you just have them write it. If you don't really care, you could even copy this page and cut these off and let them paste it there or use the words. There's ways that you can bring it to life and just make it more fun and not just a boring worksheet. So that's that. And I think that oh, okay, sorry. So along the same lines, they have of this lesson, I don't know, but page 252, they still are continuing the LYFUL and LESS. So look at this reading here. Then they have like some questions over here. And then at the bottom, they're dictating, you're reviewing, there's oral narration, and look at the picture. So again, you're getting a lot in here. Same lesson, but again, remember, this is the absolute last part of it. This is the last lesson in the book. So you can just see the progression of how it changes from the beginning till the end. Okay. So that's that. I mean, there are a few more things here. So you can see it does get longer. At first, it was like 1 or 2 pages per lesson, and then towards the end, it's definitely a few more. But it's just having the children read the word charts and just reading stress and then full. So stressful and great and full. So grateful and need and full. And so it's not going to take you too long to do that, right? So that's that book. At the end of the book, they do have a couple of assessments if you're interested in the charts or the assessments. And one of the ways that they kind of keep track of that, or they give you as an option, is to write like the beginning date and how long it took to read something, and then to come back and redo it, revisit, and see, was there improvement? You know, was the speed better? What about the number of incorrect words? And that's a really good way to gauge your child's progress and success. And even if you're not getting this for free with the free PDF, this is just something for you to think about even in your own home. You don't have to have this particular reader to do it, but you can get any book and just have your children. Earlier I posted, hold on a second. Earlier I posted these books that we purchased for from Book Outlet for my daughter, and I think that we could even do the same thing with that. So again, don't feel like you have to be bound to a curriculum. I'll go into another video with this, but don't feel bound to anything. It's just like a tip. It's just some guidance for you. So you could tell your child, okay, read this, This is my Emily, only daddy, you know, so have them. How long is it taking? How many they get right? Okay, so, you know, read it a few times for them and then go back. Ah, this is my family, mommy, daddy, and my brother Pete. So anything that you see, and so that's another, well, I'm thinking about it. Maybe you don't want to pay to get this printed. I mean, you don't want to pay and get this sent to you like I did. And maybe you don't want to pay to print it because maybe you don't have a printer home and you can't do that. Then just use whatever reader that you have at your house already, whatever you already own, right? We're about doing a lot with the little, and we're about using the resources you have. We don't want to just have all this stuff and do nothing with it, but we actually want to use it and find ways to use what we already have. So take whatever reader you have and just take the tidbits and things and use that. So maybe go to your laptop or your computer and pull up the PDF, and then whatever they're saying here, make it work for whatever reader, or make it work for you in your home. So does anybody want to see the phonics cards or the mini books before I get off here? If you do, I'll open it, and if not, I won't. But I did just want to share what we're doing to help during this small transition that we are encountering right now. And I don't see any questions. So thank you for watching. This is the end of all of my books. The phonics cards, please. Okay. I'll open them. I just didn't want to bore you and make it too long. And hey, girl, thanks for watching and tuning in. All right. It says, this pack includes all 164 phonics cards for readers K through 12. However, children in grade K course only need cards 1 through 58. And it just tells you what they include, what they do not include. They tell you what the children will do and for the vowels. And then they tell you if you purchase the PDF form and if you purchase the physical product. Yeah, you can have some milk, pumpkin. Some candy? No, we don't even eat candy. You want to go have some milk?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and have some. All right, so here are the cards. This is, can you get a idea what type of paper this is? And they just break apart. So it's not like a card stock. It's about the width of maybe something that was laminated. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's not laminated because it's perforated. See how you tear along the, like this, but it almost gives you like that laminated type feel. It's not laminated though. I did take the plunge. Hey sis, this is my girl Shatona. Yes, love you. Okay, so let me take the back part, or let me show you the back part. All right, so there you go. Oops. So I am just sharing these phonics cards, and then just with everything else, you can just see the level of progression. I'm doing a good job at doing this justice. Was there anything particular you wanted to see Miss T's place with these cards, or you just kind of wanted to see what they looked like? Because if you have a specific question, I definitely want to answer it for you. I don't want to leave you hanging. Like I said, I always like it when the people share and show me, so I know if it's how I want to spend my coins or not. Because whether you have a lot or a little, you want to keep them smart. Okay, nice. We could actually mark them up with vowel sounds and then wipe off. You know what? I was actually just thinking that. I was wondering if you could. Hold on a second. Because it's not laminated, but it definitely looks like it is. I think it's going to be great for you and the children. Oh, well, you know, actually, I got this for Eli. So all the other kids are going to continue to use what they're already using. But for Eli, I changed it. You see that? So the rest of them use Bob Jones. Or my third grader uses Bob Jones. And my sixth grader uses IEW. But I was saying in the beginning how I have always done a more hands-on, a big hands-on, sorry, someone's asking me about homeschooling. I'll get to your message later. So I've always done like a hands-on approach to that particular level. And now that some things have changed, I don't have the time to be the way that I've always been with him specifically. So everyone else is pretty much going to just keep doing the same thing they're doing, but I needed to change for him. And like I said, they have something. Okay, cool. Something for us to consider. Thank you for this. Yeah. And like I said, honey, it's free. The PDF, you know, online is free. So if you want to just maybe get that, and then, you know, you can order these things separately. So if it's worth it to you, I will show you the progression here too. So this is what the progression looks like by the end of the year. It's looking something like this, because there's only a few more lessons left. And I'll show you the very last one. But they definitely move up, because now we're at position and potion and motion and crystal and system. And we started with the simple letter. No, I'm not switching, everyone. I love Bob Jones so much because we started with the vowels. I love Bob Jones so much, and Bob Jones is easy. I was gonna say, I'll make this video super long. I'll go take out my Bob Jones because Bob Jones kind of has a lot in there. It doesn't have the art study and some of the other components that I like, but I love how solid Bob Jones is. And so if I work with Eli this year and I feel like it's really good for him, I may, you know, use Good and Beautiful in lieu of Bob Jones for him next year. But it's gonna have to be really good for me to give up my Bob Jones, because I love Bob Jones and I've been using it for many years. I don't think I've ever switched. I tried Horizons originally, and I didn't really like, it's too many components to it and too many books, and so I knew that wasn't for me. I went to Bob Jones and I loved how solid it was, and I loved how it just incorporated a lot of things in one as well. But again, what drew me to the Good and to the Beautiful was the fact that I feel like it saved me time from having to go and get my poems and my art appreciation and stuff, because it's all right here, you know? Phonics, reading, writing, spelling, literature, grammar, punctuation, art appreciation. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'll just do a quick recap. This was the course book. I went through it and just shared it. I went through the reader. I talked about how excited I was to see the cover and how it had a little diversity on it. The stories are not as diverse as the cover is, but that's okay. Some really great books in here. I'm interested to see how you like it. Just your opinion. I'm not switching, but I'm just interested in what you think since you finally got your hands on it. I'll tell you, at a first glance, I'm satisfied. And you know how I am. It takes a lot to make me happy. It takes a lot because I'm like, look, I paid my money. I had to work hard for this. I wanted to work. I wanted to be good, and I needed to do what I needed to do. And so my first impression is that it's going to be really good for him. And he's always a game changer, right? He changes my life for forever. He's changed my home, my life, my food, my exercising. He's just been a game changer. So, you know, oh, I did typing. I talked about typing, and then I just shared the inside of the handwriting, level 2 and level 4. She knows how I am. I am quite the handful. I am quite the handful. And I think to my disadvantage, if something doesn't work, I think I would probably just want to stick it out and not change, because I don't really like a bunch of mismatch stuff. And so I would kind of want to keep it the same. And I'm working on that. And I'm working on just being more open about some of the struggles that I've been facing and that I'm facing now, which is the reason that I'm having to kind of do things a little bit differently. Like I said in the beginning of the video, my hope is that I can get back to my normal way of doing things, what I've always done, what I love doing. But if not, I have to sometimes know that I have to let the reins go, because ultimately is what's best for him, and he does learn differently, and he is a little bit different, and so I have to keep him in mind, that I'm catering to him and not catering to my own, ouch, stepping on my own toes, catering to my style and my desires and what works for me and what I've always used and what I have. But moving into a mindset of it's about my child and what works best for him, and if I need to make adjustments and I need to adjust, whether I have to change curriculum or whether I have to leave what it is that I love or that I've always known, because at the end of the day, then that's going to really help him flourish and understand even more. And that's what it's all about. And I think that he would love, I'm T's place. I'm really glad that you pointed out that we could use those markers, or that you asked, could we use those markers on here? Because we definitely can do that. And so, bam, there's a new way to bring a little bit of life into it and just make it hands-on and fun. So I'll come back and I'll update you guys on what I think and how I like it and how it's working and what we're doing. And I guess if you want to, like, tell me what kind of questions would you want to, this is like my first time really doing a chit chat like this with you guys and asking, like, here's one of the pages, the picture study. One of the things that I really loved was how beautiful the illustrations were. So tell me, I'm definitely hands-on. Yes. So I love to make any and everything hands-on as possible. So just tell me what you would, when I come back to update you guys, what is it that you want me to tell you? Do you want to see what we've done? Do you just want to know like how it's going, how he's liking it? What kind of things do you want me to update you on when I come back, so that I'll know, like, all right. Because I obviously want to make videos that you guys like and that you guys want to watch. But then at the same time, I don't really know what you want to, I don't know what you want to know. That's why I asked, like, what did you guys want to know about this? And I'm so thankful for those of you who gave me questions and who told me, like, what you wanted to see and asked me your questions and stuff, because it helped your girl not be lost. So, oh, you know what? I think somebody asked about the mini book. Hold on one second before I go and let you good people get back to your beautiful families. Is anybody sneaking in their closet eating a treat? I'm just kidding. All right, so here was the mini books. And these are just kind of really simple. You just, the pages are printed double-sided. Each single sheet makes one mini book. So they just tell you to fold the 2 sheets in half, and there is your mini book. LOL, sometimes we need an outsider to look in to help us out a bit. Yeah. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we do. So this is Ships at Sea. And so you're gonna just fold it and fold it. And then by the time you're done, you have a little booklet. So it would be Ships at Sea. See this ship go fast in the wind. It splashes and tosses on the waves, but it is safe. Do you wish to ride on this ship? So that's 1 and 2 here. And then on the back, there is a picture of the boat. That's 3. And then 4. This ship is fun to ride. You can ride it all the way across the sea. Do you want to ride and eat lunch, rest, swim, and look at the sky and the big wide sea? Right? So that's 4. And then 5 is, do you want to ride this ship way out into the sea? How much fun is it gonna be? Oh, how much fun is it to go on this ship? Come and ride with me. So that's 5. And then we're gonna flip to see this, which is 6. Yes. And then the last one is 7. I like what you said. I don't think my printer can produce those beautiful colors. And that's something to think about too. And lastly, some ships are big and some ships are small, but I like to ride on them all. And this paper is not, it's not a heavy type paper, but it reminds me more of like a photography paper. Photography paper? Like photo paper. Because it's kind of that slick stuff. This is like, did anybody go to school like in the 70s or 80s? And you guys remember how the textbooks used to be back in the day? And I guess they still are, but not this textbook. But how they used to have that slippery type thing. So anyway, this is the texture that it is. But yes, the illustrations are absolutely beautiful. And that is definitely something to think about when you are considering printing this at home. And so again, remember I said this, they do have a free PDF. So you might want to print maybe the course book, because look at this. This is kind of pretty too, but it's not as intricate. You know, like look at these colors and stuff. And this is just regular material here. So maybe you want to print this at home, like I said, page by page, lesson by lesson. And then maybe you want to order this type of thing and just have this sent to you. It's an option as well if you really want to get those vibrant and rich colors. So that is the end of me just kind of talking about the good and beautiful, how it's fitting into my life, what kind of made me want to take a look at it. And oh, I was inspired by a couple different people, so I don't want to leave anybody out, but I was inspired by Tanya, Project Happy Home. I was inspired by Serena over at the Fall Co. I was inspired by Grit and Grace, and those are the three that I pretty much looked at because, again, I had never even heard of it. And so since I have heard of it now, I wanted to share with you guys in case it could bless you. So for the final time, they do have a marine biology PDF. You can download it for free. And they have this same program that I printed for free, 1 through 5. So you can go ahead and print that out and let it work for you. Or if you have an iPad or iPhone, you can download the Notable app and your children can do it from the electronic device. That way you don't have to do any printing. The con to it is you won't have any consumable or anything to show along those lines for your review, but not every state has review requirements. I'm in the state of Maryland. A couple videos back, I talk about what's needed for our homeschool review in my state. So some states are more strict, some are more lenient. So you have to figure out what your state laws allow and don't allow. But baby, if your state doesn't have strict laws and you don't want to spend any money and you already have the iPad or the phone, baby, you get this free PDF and you get the Notable app and do it for free if you can figure out the technical components of that. Well, guys, remember you can do a lot with a little. I can't wait to come back and share with you guys what's happening with this, how it's working for our home. If you have anything you want me to share or any other way that I can help or support you or just be transparent with you, or if there's anything else that you even want to see on my channel, etc., let me know.